Mountain is the building is the mountain, and this is a pocket of survival right there, baby. Yes, it is. The mountain is the building. The building was made of red bricks. Yes, it was, and you're going to see that. You're going to see evidence of that, proof of that, without a doubt. We're going in into this mountain, which was a structure, a steam locomotive warehouse, which they say was constructed in 1972. I want to give a shout out immediately to Exploring the Unbeaten Path for sharing this video and many other phenomenal videos. Check them out and subscribe. You will not be disappointed. I love watching his explorations. His name is Bob. He's an urban explorer. He goes everywhere around the realm. Everywhere. He's in China here. There's another video from China I may want to share as well, at some silk factories and some textile industry factories as well. I want to show some anomalies and some interesting things I noticed there as well. So I may do that next. That may be coming up next if I don't get in any trouble here. Check him out, sub. You will not be disappointed. Very, very phenomenal work and amazing places he goes. Now, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to look and we're going to go in into the mountain, which is the building. The building is the mountain, made of red bricks in this case, and you're going to see red bricks inside and quite an elaborate build out. They say it was a 1970s construction. All the stone being hauled out of a mountain. They say it is bullshit. It's a construction, and inside it is still very much intact. One serious pocket of survival. I'll tell you what. They used the site until 2008, 1972 to 2008, and I think it was for merely the dismantling and the looting of materials, metals, precious metals, copper, what have you, and old artifacts, much of which still remain in this structure. This is going to be interesting. I think you're going to like this. I'm not looking for any trouble here, YouTube. I want to give my commentary as this goes along. I want to give my commentary to this video. See, I'm not monetized. That's not what I'm here for. I want to share what I find is interesting. I think this is a phenomenal video, Bob, and I would like to expand my mind upon it and give my thought as it goes along, because I noticed some things here that I think should be pointed out. Great work, Bob.
And it doesn't take long before one of the massive entry
and it's
gates
burnt.
leading into...
And the structure's burnt. Look at the bricks. Look at the bricks are burnt. The red bricks and they're burnt. Melted. Okay, what happened there? They're burnt. Right? Give me a break. A second pocket of survival here with trees growing on top of it, baby, and grass. Not a 1970s construction like they tell us. These structures as well, being a part of this 1970s construction of the steam locomotive warehouse, let's say. Let me show you some anomalies in here. You're gonna like this.
Emerges. Okay.
Now look here. Pocket of survival. Here's the entryway. Trains came out of there, baby. The walls are vertical, right angle, vertical, perpendicular, horizontally level structures. Give me a break, made of red mother muffin bricks. Yes, it was. And you're going to see that. The bricks are still inside, intact, surviving. Pocket of survival inside. Enormous pocket. And just wait till you see what's inside, baby. I'll tell you what. Look at this. And you see right here? What's happened here? It's melted. It's fused. I'll tell you what's happening. The rock curtain here, which is melt, which was this was all flat, solid like it is here, all the way across. I'll show you how that was. It was like this on the edge here. The rock curtain of melt has melted over. The fucking concrete. The concrete is now underneath the fucking rock curtain. Okay, the concrete is underneath. It should not be. It should be on top of this material. They should have had this flat like they made over here. Okay, if they were able to make this flat and render it flat, why did they make a nice right angle here and make it nice? They did. It is now smoked and they've blocked off the door. This is what I think was happening in 1972 to 2008, the blocking up of this beautiful structure and the looting of it. And you're going to see lots of evidence for looting in here. Lots of 1970s equipment type of stuff, and lots of equipment that seems questionable and likely old world and was here. The hinges here, impressive. Those are no joke. Those are serious old world hinges. And look at the melt. The concrete is underneath the fucking melt. The melt has melted over. Okay, it has melted over the motherfucking concrete. And the concrete is what? Underneath the fucking rock curtain here. Give me a break. Wake up. You're gonna like this. Hang on. And notice here, the top. It was perfect and right angled. See? So what happened here? It's melted. Is it not? Don't lie to yourself, because you're not going to trick us. I mean, we already know what this is. So don't lie to yourself, and don't lie to others either. Wake up and see the facts. That is how it was. It has melted away. And what's going on here? The concrete is now underneath the fucking rock curtain here, which is over the concrete now, melted over it. Okay. I'll let's continue here. Now, wait, let's read this date. There's a date here, 1972. There you go. There you have it. I'm not lying to you. I'm not here to lie. I'm here to share things I find interesting, anomalies, and solve these mysteries.
The gates are sealed shut, but there is an option if we approach it from the top and climb our way down.
So that's our plan. Wonderful plan. Gonna skip ahead here. Oh, wait. Pause, right. Look, here's the buildings that we came in onto when we were walking up towards the structure. Here's the wall. So as if they brought huge equipment up this steep grade up here, right? It's huge equipment. And then they came what? They over here and they knocked all these walls down for the tracks that were obviously coming out of the structure right here, right down here, right? Give me a break. They did not bring equipment up this steep grade to gnaw away at a mountain for these train tracks. Give me a break. In 1972, eh? Because this was the wall coming right alongside of the tracks that were down here. And the trains probably stopped at this facility first, and then the next one when they were on their way out, baby. That's what those are. They're little train facilities there. They stopped there on the way out. The tracks were still down there. Shout out to this man. Huge shout out to this man who's been taking our friend Bob everywhere around China in places that foreigners do not get to see. Huge shout out to that man right there. He is on it, baby. He knows his shit too. He's not really, Look at the pocket of survival here. Look, wait. We have to go back just a moment. Sorry about this. Was that 320 something? You see the right angle here? Yeah. So they brought what? They brought equipment up here for this, in the steep grade to make this perfect wall right here and carve it out of the mountain. And this isn't fused right to it, right? And that's not fused right to it. And the rock curtain is not over the concrete. The concrete is not underneath that rock curtain, right? Look, the concrete is not now underneath the rock curtain, right? Yes, it is. The concrete is underneath the melted rock curtain. You can see that. This was a part of the same right angle building here as this right angle building right here. Same building, and we're gonna go inside and see what. Wait till you see the inside, baby. Let me tell you what.
Catch?
We're gonna skip past the entry and we're gonna get right into the business, baby.
Yeah.
Look at that bunny.
Go that way. Take those in the right. It's easier.
There's a bunny on the wall.
Fine. I got
Okay.
hold the ladder for you.
Right.
Bombings and 60s. A nationwide war preparation effort against the Soviet Union was launched.
So look at this here. Look at the big red block here, ruining the entire, all the aesthetics of this tunnel right there. That right there shouldn't be there. Why did they allow one red brick to ruin the whole look of the tunnel? It should have been another gray one, right? That ruins the whole look. Why would they use one red? Because they were red bricks. Because they were red bricks. Let's get closer here. I think we can see a few right here. And stop right there. Let's take a look at these blocks here. Yeah, bricks with mortar between. They've blocked up. They've blocked up same exact style of melt that you see in Minneapolis in the underworld. And take note of this here because I'm going to be very soon, I'm going to be taking you into the underworld. It's that time of year. It's been a bit warm here, so it's not quite as frozen as we would like it to be. But it is nearing that time where we're going to get in the underworld and start checking out what's happening under there. And it's exactly identical to what you see right here. Identical. The walls, the arch, and give me a break. They came in here and they bored all this out, right? And why they have to do it the most difficult way with these, and as you can see, it's constructed in here. Not bored out, it's constructed and rendered. This is all constructed, it's supposed to be bored out. They remember, they came to the mountain and emptied it out, is what they say. And it was a nightmare. Give me a break. No, it wasn't.
and ensure maximum safety.
They didn't do that.
That's why it got constructed inside the heart of a mountain. Construction was completed in 1972 and officially opened a year later. Initially, the factory opened.
Give me a break. The bricks, the mortar has invaded the bricks and has melted through the bricks, disintegrating the bricks. And give me a break. What happened to the bricks? Where are the bricks here? They've been eaten into by the mortar. Now, brick masons would never leave the mortar in such a condition. That would get you fired real quick. That would get you fired. What happened to this brick here? Churning up and turning around. What happened to the brick? They're melted. The mortar's melted and squeezed straight out. That's called mortar snot. And it's bled right out of the structure. Give me a break. There's an English bond here on the bricks.
As a confidential unit with its activities under semi-military management, there was a dedicated military unit within the...
If you're going to look at this and say erosion, and somehow erosion caused the mortar to squeeze out of the bricks like marshmallows, you need a brain scan. Okay. Excuse my French. You need a brain scan.
Responsible for patrolling
Look at the
and protecting
bricks.
the facility. In the 1980s, the factory was declassified and began providing maintenance service for locomotives. Over the course of 35 years, it repaired over 1,500 locomotives before abruptly ceasing operations in 2008.
Look at the condition. Look at the condition here. 1970 structure, 1970. Now, my house was built in the 50s, and nothing is looking deteriorated like this. I know structures that have been abandoned since not built in the 1970s. Now, they say this was all bored out, and they brought and hauled the material out of here in the 1970s. There's no construction photos. There are no construction photos, and there's no way possible that could have happened. And why would they do that and make it the most elaborate and difficult design they could possibly do, and all these arched ceilings and such? Why don't they just make it easier on themselves? That's ridiculous. This was a construction already here, and look at the condition of it.
Due to restriction of locomotives on certain tracks. Since then, this underground workshop has been frozen in time.
Look at the melted wall right there. Now all this equipment in here, I'm saying, was brought in likely in that time period. It's 1970s. This is what I think was happening from then until 2008. They were looting, and all this equipment may have already been in here. A lot of it may have been here already, but I think a lot of it does seem to be 70s equipment, and it was brought in to dismantle and loot. Right, like this stuff. See, you can see it's like 1970s stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. Remember this arched brick wall here and how it looks? You're gonna see the same thing when we go into the underworld. Brick walls with the same shape as this wall here, and you're gonna see the same arched shape walls made of brick where I take you soon in St. Paul, Minneapolis. You're gonna see these same walls here. You see right here, same style of construction in China as it is in St. Paul, Minneapolis in the underworld.
Out of nowhere, beams of flashlights appear, and we're flabbergasted.
This is interesting because, like I was saying, let's continue. Let's go up here, skip up here, and let's hear what's going on. Wait, hang on. We gotta back up a little bit.
We are spotted. It turns out these guys seem to be on a casual exploration, but their true intentions became clear later when they were dismantling some valuable machines. Regardless, we were relieved.
So we're still in here dismantling equipment still today. That's what they're doing. They're looting. They're looters, stealing equipment, stealing wires, copper, precious metals, and artifacts, whatever, what have you. And this is a 1970s construction looking like this. Yeah, it could be, but I don't see much water drip. It's pretty dry in here. Where's all the rust coming from, eh? That's pretty seriously damaged right there for a 1970s structure. I know structures that have been abandoned since the 70s that don't look like this. They look pristine and brand fucking spanking new, baby. You wouldn't be able to tell when it was constructed. They look brand new, baby. In the 1970s, give me a break. Yeah, give me a break. This equipment in here. This equipment was likely dismantling equipment. Equipment brought in to dismantle steam locomotives and such. And wait till you see here. We're gonna skip ahead soon, and I'm gonna show you what we find in this sucker. Look at the wall here melted. Give me a break. You see the bricks in there. You see the brick there. Bricks with the mortar between, right? Bricks with the mortar, with the white mortar. And look at the fucking bricks. Okay. This wasn't supposed to be constructed of stone and all that. They say no. This is supposed to be board. This isn't board. These are bricks gone block. And if you don't see that they were bricks and you think that they were blocks, well, why are there blocks stacked up in here? Those are not supposed to be. They're supposed to have bored this. But it was bricks. They were constructed. They melted together. Just this portion of the wall. Look at it here. Look at how it's meeting the unmelted section here that didn't get hit as bad. Look, it fused into it, melted over the concrete is now underneath the fucking melt. Yeah. And this equipment here, like we brought in, this seems to be old right here and a part of the original construction, right in the bricks, melted out and such. But I think some of this equipment down here looks like 70s equipment. Maybe not. It looks like it though. It sure does. I see tags on there and stuff. So this was likely stuff brought in for the dismantling and looting and stealing of equipment.
We quickly continue our journey,
which took place for 30-something years.
As we have limited time only.
Yeah. 70s equipment. Yeah, they see the tags on there. So they brought this stuff in to steal stuff. That's why this stuff is in here. All this new equipment here brought in for the tools and stuff to dismantle things. Those are the toolboxes. That's what happened here in the 70s. But look at this melted structure. It's not supposed to be built of stone or anything. It's supposed to be bored out. And why would we bore out and have to do the most difficult, elaborate designs here with these fancy roofs and these arched ceilings? Give me a break. They didn't do that. And it's not supposed to be built of anything. It's supposed to be bored out. But these were bricks gone block. But if you want to say that they're blocks of stone, they're not supposed to be that either. So both don't mix here. They don't make sense. This ain't supposed to be what we're seeing here, according to what they say. This is not supposed to be so. But they were bricks. They were bricks. Because see right here, look at the fusing to the bricks. Look at the fusing to the bricks of the blocks and the stone. And they were melted and muffing these bricks up. These were melted bricks. These are melted bricks as well, just not as bad. They are down here pretty bad. Look, let's drop the labels. See, they are pretty bad down there because the heat came from where? The bottom up, baby. That's why these bricks are smoked more. The heat came from down there, smoking bricks out of place, baby. Give me a break. And say, why did it come up this wall higher? Maybe this wall was a lot thicker and receiving more heat than this little thin wall here dividing a room. That's why this wall was cooler, because it was a much thinner wall with air between on both sides. So this wall was staying cooler here. When this may be a very, very thick wall that was receiving a lot more heat with the rest of the structure. You get that? That's how it works. Just use your mind. How do things get hot and what happens when things get hot? You know? It ain't that difficult. Now I'm going to skip ahead to the good stuff here. All this equipment here looks like, look at the melted bricks. And look at this beautiful old doorway here. That's original. Burnt, melted out and burnt with the building. That's not 1970s rot. No, it's not. No, it's not. There's no water in here. The floors are dry. Dry as a bone. Dry as a bone. And a lot of this equipment seems to be maybe original. I see lots of, I don't know. Because they were plugging stuff in. It seems they just powered the structures different. They used the grid. They used the ground. The floor as their source, it seems. The buildings being components that could power themselves. So the energy could be abundant and free. But they still plugged stuff in. They still had stuff plugged in. It's just that they received the energy differently. The buildings themselves would serve as components powering themselves, correct? This right here seems to be equipment brought in to steal and loot. All this, to power it up, to get the lights on in here, and to steal equipment out. That's what I think all this 1970s equipment is and happenings were in that time period. Let's get to the juice here and I'll let you go. My plans were to get out in the melt today in St. Paul or Minneapolis, but now it's clouded over and it's a bit drizzly out, which it should not be. We don't get drizzle, and we're in Minnesota. We should be under like 2 feet of snow, but we're 50 degrees today and it's going to rain a little bit, so the plans are to likely get into the melt tomorrow, but so look for that. And soon we're going to get into the underworld ourselves. And just take notice of what you see in this video. It's going to be very similar to what we see in St. Paul and Minneapolis, just on a lesser scale and not so preserved, a lot more melted and ashen, but exactly the same building style. Look at this here, as if that was necessary. Here's our looters and stealers here. They're gonna go off and steal some equipment, but yeah, as if this was all this was necessary, and it's all damaged. Is that 1970s rust right there? I don't think so. That seems to be a part of the original construction. And all this up here, 1970s rot and rust? No, that was what was already here. The 1970s stuff is the equipment that we decided they brought in to steal shit and to turn the lights on in here. That's what the 1970s stuff is, until 2008. So the best parts is going to be coming up. Look at the bricks are all damaged and melted here. They're damaged and melted. Look, the rendering has come off. Peel has been smoked off those bricks. There was rendering all the way up that. And look behind, the bricks are ashen and gray. Oh, they've been painted, but they were red. See? They were red. And they painted a while. So that's what they were doing, you know, until 2008. These were red bricks up here, smoked, damaged. And they were bringing equipment in, probably to ventilate a little bit. Bringing equipment in to ventilate a little bit, see? And turn the lights on and steal equipment. And their tools are still in here. The tools are still... And there's still old stuff in here, too. See here. It seems like, yeah, we got tags here and such, like 1970s ventilation equipment and what have you, so that they could steal equipment. Look at the bricks here, and then look at them here. What happened there? They've gone block, and yeah, look at that. It's a mess. It's a muffy mess. Look at the bricks here. There's not supposed to be any blocks or bricks of anything with mortar between. It's supposed to be bored out stone. It's supposed to be bored out stone. These are bricks and mortar, and they were red bricks. Why one red block right there? It ruins the whole look of the room. And they're not supposed to be blocks. Why blocks in here? And this is pretty damaged for 1970. I just don't know. Maybe some of this stuff is original. I don't see any tag on this stuff. This stuff looks to be quite old, and there's not Chinese characters right there. That's interesting. As well. What are we looking at here? So I think right here, look at the floor. Yeah, the floor is that rotted out like that, and you know, since the 1970s is looking in this poor condition. Good. And all this elaborate work. They dug all this out here, and this is bored out of the mountain, mind you. They say bored out, and they did all this, all these pits and all this crap. How'd they do it? How'd they get this shit out of here? How'd they get the rock out? Every room has to be elaborate, and it has to have these arched fucking ceilings. That's too much work. That ain't happening, baby. That ain't happening. No way. No way. All these windows, give me a break. Just cutting through that as if it's butter or wax. Yeah, right. The red bricks in here. Look at the red brick column here. Give me a break. Here's our equipment. Stealing for stealing.
The first big lathes emerge.
Big lathes. And some of this stuff, who knows? Maybe some of this shit was already here. Seems like it's fastened into the already, the structure. But maybe they did. Maybe they did put their stuff on top of an already existing lathe. It looks like this equipment is like newer than the table, the rusted table it's sitting on here. See, like they put their 70s equipment right on top of this old existing lathe that was already here. That was probably all muffed up and melted out. And they're bringing their own stuff in here. But is this 1970s damage here? Just sitting here since 2008? This is supposed to be damaged from 2008. I mean, they were using this place until 2008. But
everything has been left inside. The size of the tunnel is enormous, and it's crazy that most of this was manually excavated. And the mountain where we are now was rock solid, making the excavation a nightmare for the construction workers. In this case, militiamen. The main tunnel took a half year to complete and was used for repairing, hydraulic tests, and more.
A half a year to complete. A half a year to complete just this tunnel here. A half a year to get all the stone out of this tunnel, make an archway, make all these arched corridors here, all the way out. A half a year. You know what that is? 6 months. Okay, 6 months in the 70s to bore all this material out, make a nice arched ceiling up here, and all these arched corridor hallways going every fucking which way. Give me a mother muffin break. This stuff is smoked. These are old style fucking frames here. This is how they did in the past. They either had X's or they had these little zigzags going all the way up. You see that? You see that? Zigzag, zigzag, zig. That's what they did. Give me a break. This stuff is so fucked up in here. And these are old style axles. They're all old axles. They're fancy axles. Did you see all the axles coming in here? No way. No way. Now wait till you see what's in here. Look at these fancy axles. Old world axles. See these fancy axles.
These side tunnels that we delve into later on.
Half a year. My goodness. Just give me a break. How? You know, look at the old style axles. These are old world. Well, they're fancy axles. We don't do that anymore today. They did everything perfect and beautiful. You know how heavy those are as well? You know how heavy those are? Huge lathes. And look at this bad boy, baby.
A steam locomotive emerges, the last one left inside the workshop. It's impressive. It's a Chinese JS class, a product of cooperation between China and the Soviet Union in the 1950s, before China had tensions with Russia. The trains were manufactured for use on mainline freight trains as well as for heavy shunting. This locomotive was manufactured between 1981 and 1986.
No, I'm not sure if he meant to say 1881 or 1886. He said 1981. It could be. If it is, though, this would be a back engineered replica model of something from the past, because this is a clean steam emitting machine right here. You're going to see this exact this exact engine right here in action in a minute. He's going to show this one in action. You're going to see how the old. So I'm not sure if he meant to say 1800s, because this would likely be I don't know. It looks like it may be a newer unit. That's not the old style headlight. That's a newer style headlight, and it does appear to be. I don't know. I can't tell. It's dirty, but you're going to see it cleaned up here when it was still in use. And what they did in the past was they were a clean green society, and their machines, their steam engines would emit clean, white, clean water vapor, steam. And shortly after this event, extra lubricants, different lubricants and such were introduced into the engines, and the engines were modified, resulting in in excess of residual oil residuals being emitted from the exhaust, resulting in a black and gray steam and exhaust coming out of these engines. But in the early days, before the event, they were clean, burning steam engines, and they emitted clean water vapor with minimal residual oils. And you're going to see that in action, this one in action right here, and then I'll let you go.
With over 2,200 horsepower, it had a maximum speed of 85 km per hour, 53 miles per hour.
That thing can move, baby.
Here's an old video showing this exact train driving into the facility from another entry gate.
Clean water. I think it meant 1800s. Clean water vapor. 1800s model, I think.
There used to be more locomotives here.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's an 1980s reproduction. But that's how they were in the past. That's old world style back engineering right there. Clean water emitting, water vapor steam. I love you all. Take care. Check out Exploring the Unbeaten Path. Bob, he does phenomenal. He does phenomenal explores all over the realm, everywhere. Take care, everyone. See you soon.